Game Double Tap, everybody. Welcome back to another one of our series of hosted games, LLC games. And this time we are taking a Let's Play of Life of a Mobster. That is Mobster. Unlike what I thought it was Life of a Monster. Games hearing isn't that great. Anyway, we'll be playing Life of a Mobster. We'll be fully sinking into the role. We'll be role playing. Remember, we're role playing, so this isn't the real me, but it's going to be violent. It's going to require some maturity. This game is 12 plus rated, so think of it as PG-13. I just want you to be on the safe side. I do my own interpretations, so I want you to be aware of that. Also, if you are under the age of 12, then I would suggest that you don't watch this series because it will be a little violent. I'm sure it will be inappropriate at times. But if you are over 12 or over, then you are welcome to enjoy this series. It's going to be really fun. We're going to have a great time. There might be a little mild profanity. There might be some sexual references. There might be a little innuendo. There might be some violence. There might be quite a bit of things that you might want to check and make sure that's okay for you to enjoy. But for those of you who are adults and who are fully capable of enjoying this fully accessible game by Hosted Games LLC, and hopefully I'm getting the name of it right, but it is in my description. You should check it out below, right next to the bullet points. We're already getting ready. It's gonna be time for this dude to really lay it down in this city. I'm gonna make this city mine. But yeah, get ready. You're going to see a new character. And we just came off of Lost Air with the Playful Prince, which was quite fun. And I thought we'd follow up with something totally different, going from medieval times to someplace in a far-off universe. I don't want to say what city. It could be any city. I got a little bit of jazz music from MyNoise. So it's got a little bit of jazz playing in the background. That's going to be our primary soundtrack. And it might be a little bit loud, so I might want to adjust it a tiny bit. So, but I've got the volume set to what I want it to be set to. But I'm going to probably adjust the overall volume because it is drowning me out a tiny bit. Give me 1 second. Let me go to my, let me turn the overall volume down just a bit.
Equalizer down button. Low all equalizer bands by 10%. Equalizer down.
Okay, that's good. That's perfect.
MyNoise. Life of the Mobster.
All right, excuse me. Thank you. All right, we're all set.
Home. Back button.
All right. The way I do these series by Hosted Games is that I let it read the parts of most of the parts of the characters, including myself. But I do my own self-interpretation. I do my own role play. The characters in the game, I respond to what they say. So it's very important for you to know I don't talk over the voiceover because I need you to hear what the characters are saying to me because I'm going to directly respond to them when they say something. So my reaction is going to be the precious part of this because that's where you're going to get to hear the personality of the character I'm role-playing. Secondly, I'll be using my noise makers. I have 3 of them. When something bad happens, you'll hear my screaming goat, or you'll hear my other screaming person. Whenever we make money, you'll hear this sound. Whenever we receive items, you'll hear this sound. And if we receive multiple items, you'll hear this sound. All right, get it? When I attack an enemy, usually we use this sound. All right? When we do something really unwise, you might hear this sound. Especially if we do poorly. And if we cannot do something, you'll hear this sound. So there's various sounds. We also have a little bit of our ambulance. Our little tiny noisemaker is also joining the party. You'll hear a little ambulance in the background, which I think fits kind of our theme a little bit. We also have our brand new sound maker for when something really good happens. Our nice hype button. Yes, I will put a full description of all these. I'll make a post and I'll put them all my Amazon link descriptions. I will make a post for that. I promise. And yeah, I will get that all set. But for the most part, you can find the information about the game, MyNoise, and the channel, and anything else in the description. That's the best place. And you can always, like I said, like, subscribe, comment. All that's great. You can donate money if you have it that way. If you got some Mobster bucks, if you want to buy me, you can swing over to Game and drop a big fat thanks. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, you can drop that inside of Game if you'd like to donate to the series. It's always welcome. Most of our big juicy Let's Plays are done here on Game Double Tap. We're still doing games, updates. We're doing shorter series Let's Plays on Game, the regular channel. That is GAME. And if anybody needs a little extra links, let me know. Folks, if you're in the comments, you see somebody's having a little trouble finding the game, link it to them and help them find it. Folks, it will always help you in the comments, people. And if you're looking for tips, I have some of the smartest people in the world who are channel subscribers. Please check my comments after every video. There is a ton of people who help me manage my videos. I want to give a big shout out to some of my incredibly cool channel commenters. You know who you are. I got Heather and I got another person. I can't remember the name right off the bat, but there's some of my prolific channel commenters. I appreciate you. I hope you're my first members when I get my membership set up. I'm still working on Games membership. We'll be doing exclusive content over there, but that will be in the membership category. But that's all the news. We're going to get into Mobster, Life of a Mobster. Yes, we're going to have a brand new thumbnail for Life of a Mobster. It's going to be a freaking fantastic thumbnail. Right now, it's not done yet, so I can't tell you what the thumbnail is going to look like, but I'm going to put a post of what I want the thumbnail to look like, and then we're going to have our artists work on it. You know, the artist formerly known as Poyo will be working on it. And so that will happen soon. But again, the thumbnail is probably going to be done by the beginning of September. We'll see. I've got to pay for all this stuff. And like I said, if you want to help promote what I do here on Game Double Tap, the donation on the Game channel, the thanks button, is a great way to start. Even $5-10 goes a long way, folks, to helping me be able to purchase more thumbnails, to purchase more sound machines. Because of the generosity of the people so far, I've been able to get a couple of small sound machines, which makes the production a lot more easier. I can add my sounds into the game as we play instead of doing them post-edit, which is a lot harder work and takes more time. But anyway, excuse me. We have a little Mobster coffee. Yeah, give me some coffee. I like my women. You know how I like a woman? I like them like my coffee. Strong and a little bit bitter. Strong, hot, and a little bitter. That's how the joke goes. Okay, I'll work on it. All right, I'm working on my Mobster role play. I know. I thought it was a monster, so I had all my monster role plays already practiced the whole week, and I was so ready to be a monster. Then I said, wait a second. My hearing has been stopped up all week, and it doesn't sound like monster. It sounded like mobster. And I'm like, oh no, that's a mobster. Oh. All right. Yes, so we're going to have a lot of fun. And stay tuned for more games from Hosted Games LLC. We'll be doing a lot of their games. And hopefully we can sink into each part and really role play it out well, and I can really entertain you. This is just the introduction, the so-called Session 0. This is my way of letting you know what the content will be. This is my way of being 100% upfront and truthful about what will come out of my mouth, because I want you to be completely prepared and know consensually what you're going to be listening to before it happens. So that's very important to me. Everything we do here in the channel is done with the implicit consent of those of you who are listening, so that you know what you're going to hear. I'm going to tell you what you're going to hear. So I want you to know what's going to happen before I do it. Secondly, I want you to know that everything I do in this channel is 100% accessible and described. So thumbnails, whatever I'm working on, if there's anything on the screen that I can identify, I will describe it to you. If I can't see it, there's nothing I can do about it. All right? So if you can see it, that isn't my problem. Just describe. If there's something you see I can't see, describe it in the comments, please. Please, please, please. You know. But anyway, that is it for our introduction. Welcome to part 1 of Life of a Mobster. Let's get into it.
Life of a Mobster. Heading. Show stats. Button.
All right, let's check out our stats first.
Show stat. Life of the Mobster. Back button. Stats. Heading. Achievements. Button.
We got achievements.
Skills.
Typical of... Oh, now this game has skills. Nice.
Athletics. 0%.
Okay, here's our skills.
Skills.
That skills doesn't have a button, so this must mean this is going to be a headings. Let me check.
Stats. Heading.
Yeah.
Heading not found. Heading not found. Heading not. Achievements. Button. Skills.
Okay, skills.
Athletics. 0%.
Okay, so it's going to be a percentage kind of thing. So, athletics.
Automobiles. 0%.
Oh, we can drive cars. Nice.
Fighting. 0%.
Ooh, yeah, I love it. This is going to be fun.
Finance. 0%.
I need to get myself a really cool machine gun sound maker. We're going to work on that. Anybody knows a good machine gun sound maker, please, please, please link it to me. Amazon link it. You can find me on Facebook at New Def Gaming, so you can link it to me. You can also find me, you can also send me links on my Twitter, which is Mike Gray NDG. It has our old channel name. That's MikeGray, N as in Nancy, D as in dog, G as in gangster. You can find me on Twitter, or as the inaccessible name says, X, which is stupid. Yeah, you can connect to me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, and I'm also Mike Gray NDG on Instagram, though I haven't posted much content there.
Firearms. 0%.
Ooh, firearms, nice.
Intimidation. 0%.
Oh, intimidation.
Legal. 0%. Medical. 0%. Perception. 0%.
Ooh, perception, that's important.
Persuasion. 0%. Streetwise. 0%. Subterfuge. 0%. Technology. 0%. Reputation. Police. 50%.
Oh, police, 50%. What does this mean? I don't know what any of this stuff means, so you're going to be learning right along with me.
Citizen. 50%. Criminal. 50%. Next. Button.
All right, let's see what else we got. Do we have anything
Next.
in our bags?
Home. Back button. Life of the Mobster. Head. Show stats. A wise guy? A good fellow? A
All right,
mobster?
looks
Sure.
like
you
we're
can call me
done.
any of those. I've been a member of a major
All right, let's start that whole line and let it play. Here we go. Let's go.
Shows a wise guy? A good fellow? A mobster? Sure. You can call me any of those. I've been a member of a major crime family for a long time now. Normally I'd never tell anyone about my life, but I can trust you, right?
All right, so that starts off our story. Pretty interesting.
Don't ask me about my ancestry. Yakuza, Russian mob, Sicilian, Mexican cartel race doesn't matter as much as it used to. Some traditions still hold. We have a boss whom we call the Don. Our captains are called Kaporajimes and the maid men and women are called soldiers. Hell, we even have the 5 families in New Daria, just like New York, right?
Oh, this is interesting. Getting deep into the gangster mentality.
No, they aren't the 5 families. It's just a coincidence that 5 different organizations run the city like they do in the Big Apple. It was like that before I was born. I came from
All right, now we have to decide, I think, where we're from.
a wealthy upper-class family. Radio button. Check.
All right.
1 of 3.
When I get ready to when I make a choice, you're going to hear this button. And of course, whenever we increase a skill, you're going to hear this button. And of course, if you hear us die, we have this sound. As all of you are familiar with my Lost Air 1 series. All right. Okay, let's decide where we're from. Where are we from? We're not from upper class family.
A normal middle-class family. Radio button. Unchecked. 2
no,
of 3.
I don't think that works.
A poor lower-class family.
Yeah.
Radio button. Unchecked.
A
3 of
poor
3.
lower class family, and we're not trying to be stereotype here, folks. We are playing a game.
Next. But a poor lower-class
Let's go
family.
for
Radio
a
button. Unchecked.
Poor
3 of 3.
lower class family.
Check.
Okay.
Next. Button.
All right, here we go. Yeah, no, I don't believe in all this class trash. I'm just saying this is a game.
A poor. Next. Button.
All right, here we go. Let's get this is going to be, I think, the part where we create our character.
Next.
Here we go.
Life of a mobster. Head. Show stats. The apartment I grew up in was dirty and the plumbing was always giving us trouble. My clothes were secondhand and I never got any of the cool toys I saw on TV. The neighborhood was noisy and dangerous. It was no wonder that I started a life of crime at a young age.
Well, it's not necessarily true, dude. I mean, I grew up very, very poor and I didn't start a life of crime. All right. Of course, you hear me making commentary. That's part of how I play here in a game. Hopefully that's your cup of tea. That is part of what we do here, okay? You're going to hear my stupid commentary. Soapboxes, fun, silliness is part of the thing. So sit back, relax, before I have to make you sit.
Streetwise plus 20 and criminal reputation plus 10.
Okay, ooh, we got Streetwise. Ooh, that because we chose that.
The apartment I grew Streetwise plus 20 and criminal reputation plus 10.
Okay, let's get that. 2 different reputations.
My parents were regular people. They weren't saints, but they certainly didn't have any connections to organized crime or anything like that. They tried to raise me to be a moral and well-adjusted little boy. Radio button.
All right,
Check.
now
1
we're
of 2.
going to choose our gender. So thank you to the developers for allowing us to choose our gender. I think that is so great. A full set of pronouns would be really nice too.
Girl. Radio button. Unchecked.
So we'd be
2
a
of 2.
boy or a girl? I think we're going to be a boy because obviously my voiceovers, my role plays for boys are a little bit better than girls. Excuse me. I'll play a girl in one of these games, but I don't know what game yet. You'll have to wait. My girl role plays are not terribly good, but I can pull it off.
Boy. Radio button. Check. 1
We're
of 2.
going to take a boy.
Girl. Next. Button.
All right, here we go.
Next. My family was well known in our neighborhood. No, not my criminal family. I'm referring to my parents and myself. They were the ones who named me.
Okay, I think we're going to name ourselves now.
Ethan. Radio button. Check.
All right,
1
we
of 4.
can take one of the built-in names or put our own name in.
Steve. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 4. Bill. Radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 4.
Oh, I like that, Bill. That's kind of boss.
Something else. Radio button. Unchecked. 4 of 4.
What should we call ourselves? We can name ourselves. I'm not sure what we want to name. We've always named ourselves Game in every game. I think I want to use something different this time.
Bill. Radio. Steve. Radio button. Ethan. Radio button.
Ethan
Check.
sounds
1 of 4.
cool. All right. But it sounds a little wussy.
My family was well known. Ethan. Bill. Something else. Next. Button. Something else. Radio button. Unchecked.
We're gonna
4 of
go
4.
name ourselves. We're gonna.
Check.
I don't like any of these wussy names. We're gonna choose something else, more baller.
Next. Button.
Okay, let's name ourselves.
Next.
Let's give ourselves a edit field here.
Next. Button.
Here we go.
Text field. Double tap to edit. Use the rotor to access misspelled words. Text field. Double insertion point.
All
at
right.
end.
Our name will be. What is a good hardcore street name? A good hardcore street name. We're gonna call ourselves Dog. No, that sounds dumb. Let's see. Something just real simple. Something real simple. I think. Well, I can't think of anything really good. Something just really harsh. Bullet. Call ourselves Bullet. No, that sounds way too harsh. Let's do. So we could say like a Mr. kind of dealio like that. Red sounds kind of cool. I think red sounds cool. Black, Mr. Black. That's kind of baller. That's kind of Mr. Black. That's kind of cool. Kind of deep. But what if we were running the streets a little bit? You know, we had all kids get nicknames, right? All kids get nicknames. What would be a good nickname for us to have if we were running the streets and stuff like that? I feel like we're kind of tall, lanky. Yeah. Oh man, I think maybe Giant. Giant's has a little over the top. Maybe Skinny. No, we're not skinny. Monster. Since I thought I was Monster, that's it, because I thought this game was called Monster. We're gonna call ourselves Monster. Yeah. I love it.
Space. Cat B. Cat B. Cat N. November. Go. Space. Cat B. Bravo. Space. Cat B. Cat B. Cat N. Cat N. Cat N. K. O. O. Space. B. N. N. Z. S. S. R. T. T. E. 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 R. R.
All right, Monster it is. I love it.
Space. Go. Emoji. Go. Go. I remember the first time I was involved in a crime. I was 8 years old. A couple of friends and I were at a local convenience store. It was stupid kid stuff. Even my best friend was there.
All right, our first crime at 8 years old.
A boy named Tyler. Radio button. Check.
All
One of
right,
two.
who's our friend? Tyler? He's going to probably be our second in command, our lieutenant. Nah, Tyler sounds weak.
A girl named Taylor. Radio button.
Yeah,
Unchecked.
Taylor.
2 of 2.
Taylor sounds good, like a little Taylor Swiftie. I think Taylor sounds perfect.
Next. A girl named Taylor. Radio button. Unchecked. 2
Let's
of 2.
take Taylor.
Check.
Yeah.
Next. Button.
Let's go. Let's go.
Next.
All right.
Taylor was a scrawny and show stats. Taylor was a scrawny and excitable little girl with messy black hair.
All right. This is Taylor.
Just take it. The leader of our little group said with a sneer, forcing the candy bar into my hands.
All right. This is the leader of our group.
He was a boy named Alex. Radio button. Check.
All right. Now
1
we
of
got to
2.
get our leader. All right. Okay. The voice of our leader's name, who we will usurp one day. Call him. We got to get his name.
She was a girl named Alexis. Radio button.
All right.
Unchecked.
What was the
2
name
of
of
2.
our leader? I think the name of our leaders was, maybe Alexis. Yeah, I think that's a good name. That's gonna that's gonna make my Madam A go off all day. Yeah, it's fine. That sounds like a plan.
Next. Button. She was a girl named Alexis. Radio button. Unchecked. 2
Let's
of 2.
go, Alexis.
Check.
All right, cool. All right. Let's get her name. Let's get her voice right.
He was a boy named Alex. Just take it. The leader of our little group. Taylor was a scrawny. Just take it. The leader of our little group said with a sneer, forcing the candy bar into my hands.
You know, your boy Monster's got to have all female fellow mobsters around him. So you got to have my posse. So let's go with this voice. Just take it. Like I said, keep your mouth shut. And that's going to be the voice of Alexis. And then we have to get the voice of Taylor. Sounds good. All right. So far, so good. Of course, you will hear voiceover say the line, and I will just role play it the best I can. It won't be exactly word for word, so don't get excited.
He was a boy named Alex. She was a girl named Alexis. Radio button. Check.
All right.
2 of 2.
We'll take that.
Next.
Let's
button.
go. Who's next?
Check.
What else are we getting in this story? Who else is in this story?
Life of a mobster. Heading. Show stats. Button. She was always doing shit like that. At that age.
Yeah.
Alexis was bigger, stronger and meaner than Taylor or myself. For a bunch of little kids, most of the time that was enough to make us follow her. She was tall, slender, and had long blonde hair. She looked like the poster girl for the perfect all-American girl.
Well, every girl's the all-perfect American girl, not just the blondies. All you mommies, even my bald-headed monk mamas. You know what I'm saying? Every one of you mommies, no matter what your hair looks like, you're perfect. All right, so we got a little bit of history, a little bit of lore, okay?
Taylor had already shoved a bar into her own pocket. Although she tried to look nonchalant, I could see that she was scared and nervous.
Taylor, girl, when you steal, you gotta steal smooth. You gotta steal smooth. You can't be stealing all like wacky like that. You gotta get your ish and shit together.
I took the bar and put it in my pocket. Radio button. Check.
All
1 of
right,
3.
we need to make a choice. We're gonna steal this candy bar. We're gonna steal this candy bar. We're going to steal this candy bar.
I pushed it back at Alexis and glared menacingly at her. Radio button. Unchecked.
Yeah,
2 of 3.
Don't be trying to be all goody two-shoes, monster.
This is dumb, I said to Taylor, dropping the candy on the ground. Radio button. Unchecked. 3
Oh,
of
well,
3.
we have a lot of choices already.
Next. Button.
All right.
I pushed it back at Alexis. I took the bar and put it in my pocket. Radio button. Check.
Okay.
1 of 3.
We're gonna go ahead and take the candy bar. Here we go.
Next. Button. Next.
All right, what's next?
Life of a mobster. Heading. Show stats. Button. That's right. My life of crime began with a cheap candy bar. I don't even remember what kind it was. The three of us tried to walk quickly out of the store, but Mr. Dwyer stopped the door from opening with one thick hairy arm. I think the old man knew what we were up to from the beginning.
Uh-oh. We've been busted because we're such a slow thief.
Streetwise plus 10 and Alexa's relationship plus 5.
All right. Streetwise plus 10. And then Alexa, I need to get a different sound for relationship connections. What sound? No, that's for losing health. I gotta get a sound for relationship connections. This is our flirt. No. I gotta think about it. Relationship connections. I want a special sound for that. That's our money sound. No, I think we're just gonna keep that sound. That's the sound I'm most. When we get a couple of our new noise, we have 3 new noisemakers coming. There's bound to be a good sound maker in that group. I am currently right now looking for one with multiple sounds, one with multiple buttons that it makes it a little easier for my big, huge fingers to touch it. All right, so we built up a reputation with Alexis by doing what she wants. In these games, usually, whoever you side with gets you reputation, and whoever you side with, if they don't like somebody else, you'll lose reputation with the person that that doesn't like them. So, for instance, if girl A, you go side with her and agree with her. If girl B doesn't like girl A, you lose reputation with girl B, and vice versa. If you side with girl B and girl A doesn't like girl B, you're going to lose reputation with girl A if you side with girl B. Simple system. It's a simple relationship system. It's very present inside of Lost Air. Now, I'm not so sure if it's in this game, but I anticipate it. It's a very delightful, cool system. I love it. I think it's something they've integrated in some of the newer titles. This title may actually be maybe almost 8 years old, but it's clean. The buttons are fresh and crispy and clean. So I don't care if this game is old. I just kind of like the premise of it. It's really fun. But anyway, let's keep going.
You think you can steal from me? He spat. You stay here. I'm calling the cops.
Hey, you think you can steal from me? I'm gonna call the cops on you, boy.
I begged and pleaded for him to not call the police. Radio button. Checked. 1 of 3.
Okay, what we got? Okay, we gotta beg and please like a little punk-ass biatchy, or we gonna take this guy on. It's 8 years old. Put a gun up in your face.
We waited for the police to arrive. Radio button. Unchecked.
All right, what do
2
we
of
do?
3.
Oh, does it have a better choice, please?
We pushed our way past Mr. Dwyer and ran off. Radio button. Unchecked.
That's
3 of 3.
possible.
Next. Button.
That's all we got choices? We just gotta push by him?
We pushed our way past. We waited for the police to arrive.
Nah,
Radio
we
button.
gotta push
Unchecked.
by this
2 of 3.
fool. We push by this fool. Let's do it.
We pushed our way past Mr. Dwyer and ran off. Radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 3.
Suck it, Mr. Dwyer.
Check.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
Next. Button. Unchecked. The shopkeeper was probably too surprised to even react. I remember my shoulder digging into his soft gut and his angry shouts as he fell to the ground. We got out of there so quickly that the cops didn't even get a chance to try to chase us.
All right. So we just go. Here we go. Hey, you little punk ass kid. Yeah, get out of my way, old man. All right, we got that candy bar. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Fighting plus 5.
Ooh, we got a little fighting, a little action.
The most popular sport in my school was lacrosse. It was a brutal game where the players had to be fast and tough. Although the sticks were supposed to be used to catch the ball, they were more often used to bludgeon your opponent's legs and take them out of the game when the refs weren't looking. The fact that the team was co-ed didn't seem to stop the violence, although some of the guys weren't as rough against the girls.
It's some frat boy bullshit. I don't think so. Lacrosse, punk-ass sport. No. Hockey. At least make us a hockey player or a football player, not a lacrosse player. It's weak, very weak sauce.
I was the star player. Radio button.
All right.
Check. 1 of 5.
Okay, what were we at 8 years old? Lacrosse? I doubt it. I doubt a poor kid is playing lacrosse, okay? Disconnect here. All right, well, we have a choice to make.
I was the team strategist. Radio button. Unchecked.
Team
2 of 5.
strategist.
I was just another player on the team. Radio button. Unchecked.
Just another
3 of
player.
5.
We have no choice, folks. I can't choose what the writer wrote. And also, by the way, I want to give the author of the story. I will attribute the author in the next episode, part 2. It's really hard to remember all these facts at once and get all my spiel out and my news and updates. But yes, thank you so much to the author for this delightful story. This author is the same author that wrote the Lost Air series. So if you've heard me mention who the author's name is in Lost Air, this is the same author. He is absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I will give the author attributions in the next episode. Next part. I keep saying episodes, so I'm so used to game. In game, I call it episodes. In this, I call it parts. It just makes it so I remember which I'm recording for. Because all my stuff goes in one place in iMovie. All right, so we're the star player. If we can knock over a grown man at 8 years old, we must be the star player. I mean, I'm, stereotypical kind of stuff, right?
I played, but spent most of my time helping those who got injured. Radio button. Unchecked. 4 of 5.
F that.
I never played. Radio button. Unchecked. 5 of 5.
I wonder what this never played. Let's just take the star player.
I was the star player. Radio button. Check. 1 of 5.
We'll take that star player.
Next. Button. Next. I joined early and I played a lot. My reflexes were good and it kept me in great shape. Taylor had changed from a nervous little girl into a vicious and angry 13-year-old. She wasn't good at following the coach's orders and was inevitably cut from the team at the beginning of each season for getting into a fight with a teammate or an opposing player.
Go, Taylor! Yeah! Taylor is a badass! Go, Taylor! My buddy.
Athletics plus 10.
All right. Ooh, we got some athletics plus 10. Nice. Nice.
As I got older, I got into more serious types of crime.
Yeah. Monsters just leveling up.
I dealt drugs for a local dealer. Radio button.
All right.
Checked. 1 of 6.
How hardcore did we get into the criminal life world? How deep did we get into it? All right, now it's this time to see if we were just dropping those dime bags, those little fluffy zippers. What were we doing? We got to decide what level crime were we into. Were we into the hardcore stuff? Was it the other stuff? We're gonna find out right now.
I pirated games and movies. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of
Pirated
6.
games and movies. I guess weak sauce. That is laughable. Pirated games and movies. That's a crime, but bullshit. What the hell? What kind of trash is that?
I dealt drugs for a local dealer.
Yeah.
Radio button. Check.
That's what
1
I'm
of
talking
6.
about. Dealing those drugs. Yeah. Maybe.
I pirated games and movies. I ran an illegal poker game once a week.
I
Radio
ran an
button.
illegal
Unchecked.
poker
3
game.
of 6.
That's not even a crime. Weak.
I mugged people in the park. Radio button.
Ooh.
Unchecked. 4 of 6.
Hardcore mugger. Oh, yeah, mug. We just did some mugging. Give me your shit. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Get down. Give me your shit.
I ran a few simple cons. Radio button. Unchecked.
Simple
5 of 6.
cons. Screw that. Pfft. Punk.
I stole from cars. Radio button.
Yeah.
Unchecked. 6 of
Grand
6.
Theft Auto. That just makes you an asshole.
Next. Button.
All right, we got a mugging time.
I stole from cars. I ran a few simple con. I mugged people in the park. Radio button. Unchecked. 4
We're
of
gonna
6.
go mugging.
Check.
We're a real monster. Our name is Monster. Let's be one.
Next. Button.
Here we go.
Next. I was careful and only stole from those who looked a lot weaker than me. Purses, watches, cell phones, wallets, just the quick things. I had to be careful and not hit the same place or time too often, since I didn't want to get caught. I made a lot of money for a young hoodlum.
Yeah, well, we're a major asshole. I would only steal from like dudes, and I would only steal from like other gangs. But that's okay. We don't have a choice. We didn't write it.
Fighting plus 10 and gain $750.
Ooh, we got some money and some buffs. That's the buff. And that's the money. Nice 700 money, y'all. Yeah, get that money, yo. Yeah.
I met my first love in high school.
All right. Oh, now we're getting to the mommy times. So.
A pretty girl. Radio button. Check.
All
1
right.
of 3.
Wait. We want to go back to our other girl. We have a girl. We don't want none of this. We want Taylor. Let's see what choices we have here.
A handsome guy. Radio button. Unchecked.
And this
2
is
of
the
3.
cool part about this game. You can choose who you have a romantic interest with. So you can choose the gender. And I really like that about Choices Game LLC. Because you can choose pretty much the way you want the story to go. What your love interests are. So if you're interested in whatever gender you're interested in, you can choose that. And I really appreciate that about these games. All right. So we obviously like the girls. Girls. We love the girls. Okay. Who are we going to choose?
It could have been either, but my first love happened to be radio button. Unchecked. 3
Okay,
of
our
3.
first love. We have to choose who our first. We can say what their name is. First girl.
A handsome guy. Radio. It could have been either, but my first love happened to be radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 3.
Love. What is this? Does this mean we can choose? We don't know. I think our first love would have been Taylor, right? We grew up with her.
Next. It could have been either, but my first love happened to be radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 3. A handsome guy. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 3. A pretty girl. Radio button. Check. 1 of 3.
Okay, let's just take the pretty girl. I think that's the best choice. I don't know. Again, I don't know how this game works. There's going to be some tricky choices, so we might make a few mistakes. That's what replaying the game is for.
Next. Button.
Let's see what happens if we get the pretty girl.
Christine was a good student who paid attention in class. She was popular and pretty, so nobody bugged her about it. She played a few sports, and although she wasn't the best athlete, she was good enough to make most of the school's teams.
Okay, Christine is a possibility.
Her long, slightly curled brown hair and deep brown eyes
that's
probably
who we
haunted
get.
a lot of my peers' dreams through high school. She had an easy laugh and a sparkle in her eye that was instantly adored by everyone.
All right, so Christine was our little girl we had a crush on or we were hooking up with.
I confidently asked her on a date almost right away. Radio button.
Okay,
Check.
let's
1
see.
of 3.
We're developing her whole backstory. Okay, what do we do? Of course, we're the star lacrosse player. I want to say Christine should have been a cheerleader. This would have made more sense here. Let's see.
Her long. I confidently asked her on a date almost right away. Radio button. Check. 1 of 3.
Probably.
I was too shy to speak to her, but we still ended up dating. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 3. I had no interest in romance while I was in high school, so I didn't let her know my feelings. Radio button. Unchecked. 3
We're
of 3.
not all emo.
Next. Button.
Let's go with we confidently asked her out on a date like a normal person.
I was too shy to speak to her. I confidently asked her on a date almost right away. Radio button. Check. 1 of 3.
All right, we're going to go with that choice.
Next. Button. Next. I was pleased when she said yes. We had known each other our entire lives. I think she had been waiting for me to ask her out for a long time. Persuasion plus 5.
Nice, we got a little persuasion. And of course, this is kind of like the tutorial. The way these choices game work is hosted games work. I say choices, but they all kind of remind me of the same thing. The way these series work is that they kind of get your feet wet with some easy choices in the beginning. You kind of develop your character a little by little, so they kind of get you used to what it's basically D&D with some fancier titles. Basically, charm, physical attacks are basically strength, persuasion and other stuff like that. Perceptions are just the base 16 particular skills you can learn, attributes that you can learn within D&D. So a lot of these things are just basically base or more fancier versions of D&D skills. All right, so let's find out what happens here.
I was pleased with persuasion plus 5.
Okay, we got an improvement in persuasion.
My parents loved her, but her parents hated me, probably because I came from the wrong side of the tracks.
Of course they didn't like me. I'm poor. That's the story of my life. I mean, I was dating a girl and her dad did not like me. And let's just face the facts, man. People are ruthless and people are not very kind, you know. But then again, you know, no daddy wants to see his daughter date anybody. I mean, there's really no boy that's good enough for their daughter, nor for a mom. There's no girl that's good enough for a son, right? It's just the kind of position, you know. That's how it is. Your parents don't think anybody's good enough for you, you know. I have had the pleasure of raising 4 kids, and yeah, my son right now, he's chosen the right girl. She is amazing. She's right for him. She's amazing. And she's also the mother of my beautiful granddaughter. who might listen to this video one day. She's a sweet little, and she's, as a side note, this is not part of the story. She's 1 year old now, so big shout out to her. Happy birthday, baby. But yes, no person is good enough for your kids. But in the case of my, in real life son, he has someone who is good enough for him, and he is good enough for her. I give him a hard time, barely. Just kidding. I love you, son. Anyway, and I love you both. I love all three of you. I love your whole family. I love all the family connected. My other son, he's in real life. He's looking to meet a girl overseas. He is looking to meet a lovely mama overseas. So good luck to him on that one. I wish him the best. Yeah, I used to have those kind of fixations when I was growing up. I had this thing where I wanted to, I had this thing for Japanese mamas, but it doesn't really matter to me anymore. I like everybody now. I like everything and everybody. I don't care what your ethnicity, race, culture, background is, And I'm taken, by the way, so don't even get any ideas, you know what I'm saying? I'm taken. I have a girlfriend. I am taken completely and totally. But in this game, your monster boy, yeah, he gets around, you know what I'm saying? But yes, my kids are interesting. I don't know what the girls are currently interested in. I know one of them in real life is dating someone in a different state. Nice guy. He's a really nice guy. So I don't know who the other one is dating. She's more of a playgirl. She may have settled down by now, but that's kind of a little generalized picture. Trying to be reasonable with my, I don't want to be saying too much about people. I'll say this is my family. They mean a lot to me. But anyway, so yeah, I like this whole background story, building our character up from the ground up. It's really, really rich, and I like this.
I didn't tell her about my life as a mugger. Radio button. Check.
All right,
1 of 2.
so now we're starting to build the story tendrils. So we are a mugger, so we already have a life of crime. We're already pretty much a major asshole. So now we gotta start deciding if we're gonna tell our girlfriend about our life as a mugger, because we've been capping, we've been smacking fools in our heads and stealing purses and being a total dick and making that money. So we got to let her know. Or do we not let her know? I don't know. Let's see.
I was open and honest about where I got my money. Radio button. Unchecked. 2
But
of
we
2.
tell her the truth, she's going to leave us probably, but that's be smart.
Next. Button. I was open and honest about where I got my money. Radio button. Unchecked.
We're going
2
to
of
tell
2.
her the truth.
Next. I was open and honest about where I got my money. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 2.
Okay.
Check.
Okay, we're going to be honest about it. Here we go.
Next. Button. Christine wasn't happy about it and often urged me to stop, but I continued anyway.
All right. She didn't want me to do it. She's a good girl.
I remember this one Friday night. I was at a house party with Taylor. I think Christine was working, or something. The music was loud and everyone was getting drunk or gay. It was a good time. I don't even remember what the argument was about, but a big group of guys wanted to beat up Taylor. She probably licked them off, or something. The awkward thing was, Alexis was a part of the group. The fact that Alexis was on my lacrosse team didn't seem to matter.
Damn, our future boss is on the team. All right, let's see what we did. What did we do?
There were 5 of them, with Alexis leading the pack. Although Taylor was nearly a foot shorter, she wasn't going to back down.
You go, Taylor. Stand up to them, Taylor.
I said, hey, why don't you take this iPod and leave us alone? Radio button. Check. 1 of 4.
Okay, what are we going to do?
I said, come on, Alexis. We're all friends here. Needs 5 persuasion. Radio button.
We
Unchecked.
need
2
5
of 4.
persuasion.
I stood back and let them beat up Taylor. Radio button.
Hell
Unchecked.
no, we
3
didn't
of
let
4.
them beat up our girl.
I punched Alexis right in the nose. Radio button. Unchecked. 4 of 4.
But yeah, we liked Alexis.
Next. Button. I punched Alexis right in the nose. Radio button. Unchecked. 4
Listen,
of 4.
I'm sorry we're going to have to punch you, Alexis. But, maybe because there's 5 of them, we'll probably die. Let's check our persuasion. And this is a good time to check your stats. We need 5 persuasion. Now, in some of the newer games, they don't tell you how much you need to pass these checks. Okay, so these are skill checks, or in D&D we'd call these skill checks like sleight of hand, perception, strength check, dexterity check, wisdom check, intelligence check, charm check. But in these games, these are specific checks. Perception is really a big deal. Charm is really a big deal when interacting with people to flirt your way or persuade your way. Physical strength is really a big check when you need to beat up or lift something or knock a door in. So, and the thing is, you got to kind of relate it to what you're doing. So, but in this case, because they've already given us up front what the check will be, we can go ahead and check our stats.
Christine wasn't happy about it. Life of the mob. Home. Back button. Home. Life of the mob. Show stats. Button.
Let's go check
Show
our stats.
Life
See
of the
if
mobster. Back
do
button.
we have enough persuasion to break up this fight? Now, I'd like to punch her right in the face, but that could wind up getting us killed.
Stats. Heading. Achievements. Button. Monster. A purse snatcher living with his parents in a rundown apartment in New Daria.
New Daria. We're the monster of Daria, just like we were in that lost era Daria. Now we got the Daria name back. I love it. That's going into the title. The Monster of Daria. I love it. The Monster of Daria. Even though it's Life of a Mobster, we're gonna call ourselves Mobster and Monster in one title, and I'm just gonna drive all of you effing crazy.
Age. 16.
Oh, we're 16 already.
Money. $750.
All right, that's yeah. We gotta start checking our stats more often.
Skills. Athletics. 10%. Automobiles. 0%. Fighting. 15%. Finance. 0%. Firearms. 0%. Intimidation. 0%. Legal. 0%. Medical. 0%. Perception. 0%. Persuasion. 5%.
Oh, we have enough persuasion to keep her from fighting her. We could go for it, but I feel like we should punch her in the face and make her stop. We are a monster. I don't know. This is a hard choice because I know if I punch her in the face, we're going to get beat down. But then we're going to build reputation. Okay, if we punch her in the face, I can tell you the relationship system's going to favor us and Taylor's going to be cool. But if we do that, we're going to lose major reputation with Alexis. So that's going to be bad. So let's keep everybody friendly. We have enough persuasion. Let's go ahead and try to convince her not to do that to our friend.
Next. Button.
All right.
Next. I remember there were 5 of them. I said. I stood back and let them beat up Taylor. I punched Alexis right in the nose. I said, come on, Alexis. We're all friends here. Needs 5 persuasion. Radio button. Unchecked.
Let's go ahead and try
Check.
this persuasion. Here we go.
Next. Button. Hi. It was a gamble. Taylor had obviously been talking smack. I waited patiently to see how it would pan out.
Stop talking
Alexis jerked her
smack.
chin toward Taylor
God
one last
damn
time to
it.
see if she'd flinch and then smiled like it was all a grand joke. I could see Taylor breathing hard with rage, ready to fight, regardless of the odds. Alexis put an arm around one of her friends and the group left. I breathed a sigh of relief. It had been a close call.
Yeah, we don't need to get, aerated here, Taylor, because you got a freaking pride issue.
Alexis relationship plus 10, Taylor relationship plus 10, and persuasion plus 5.
Oh, it's the triple! Yeah! Nice! Very, very nice. Triple stat increase. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Reputation with both people. I didn't know we could even do that. Man, that's sweet. Yeah, Monster is getting on. I'm gonna get my freak on now. And that's the voice.
Life was good when I was in high school. I had a great girlfriend and some really good friends. I had lots of money and the future looked wide open. This all fell apart when I tried to steal a purse from an old lady in the park. I was surrounded by bright lights instantly as police poured out all around me. Luckily for me, I was still a youth.
I was still a youth. Yeah, this youth just stealing from an old lady. That's so pathetic. Give us a choice of who we steal from. I would not steal from an old lady, but then I am a freaking bum and a killer and a gangster. But that's my life. That's who I am. Yeah. All right. It's called the Monster of Daria, not the Pussy of Daria. All right. All right. So we got busted. The cops took us down. All right, let's find out. Time for us to serve some time in juvenile detention or maybe, corrections.
I was found guilty in youth court. Luckily, I had no record, so the judge wanted to help a poor kid from the streets. I was given a lengthy probation and narrowly escaped being sent to a juvenile detention center.
Yeah, I got lucky that time.
High school continued much the same as before. I had to talk to a parole officer who kept a close eye on my marks and was in regular contact with my principal. At least I still got to hang out with regular kids and not the delinquents from juvie. Unfortunately, Christine, my girlfriend, was very upset when she heard of the charges. Christine was angry that I was in trouble with the law, even though she knew what I had been doing. I took the reprimands in stride and she stayed at my side through the entire ordeal.
Well, that's cool. You can talk, you can be on me all you want, long as you take care of me, mommy. I don't give a shit. You know, I'm a gangster. I'm a gangster. I'm a mobster. If you don't like my lifestyle, then go someplace else.
Persuasion +5 and Christine relationship -5.
Oh, we lost a little mommy reputation. So that's gotta, let's see here.
Persuasion +5 and Christine
Let's get
relationship
that
-5.
upgrade. And that's for the persuasion upgrade. And then for losing points in our relationship, that's gonna be this one. Actually, let's go with, no, that's our health points. So let's go with this one. Yeah, that's going to be our universal losing points.
Taylor seemed eager to prove herself and was continually getting into fights. I was amazed that she was never charged with anything serious and never got sent to juvie. We hung out a lot during our high school years, although it seemed unlikely that she was going to graduate.
Okay, well, it's not my problem.
Together, we ruled the school. We made sure everyone respected us and took no shit from anyone.
That's
Radio
right.
button. Check. 1 of 4.
We ruled this goddamn school.
I concentrated on my schoolwork and tried to not get in trouble. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 4.
F that.
We started extorting money from the other kids at school. Radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 4.
Ooh, extorting money. Yeah, we definitely got to extort that money, y'all. Money is king in these games. Cash is king. Let's, extorting money. That's what I'm talking about.
I hardly ever went to class, spending more time on the streets than in school. Radio button. Unchecked.
We're going
4
to
of 4.
extort that money.
Next. Button.
Let's get that money, y'all.
I hardly ever went to class. We started extorting money from the other kids at school. I hardly ever went to. I concentrated on my schoolwork. We started extorting money from the other kids at school. Radio button. Unchecked.
Let's get that
Check.
money. That money is key.
Next. Button. Next. We targeted the weakest. It was pretty easy, since they were all good kids. Taylor and I were a menace in the halls. Everyone was terrified of us and handed over their money at the mere sight of us.
Yeah, give us that money. Give us that money.
Intimidation +5 and gain $450.
Oh! Nice. 400 more buckaroonies into the kettle. My wallet getting fat, yo. Oh, yeah. And get that intimidation.
Our lacrosse team did really well in my second to last year and we even made it to the state championship. The big game was incredibly loud and was played in an enormous stadium. Our team was nervous, but Alexis strode about as confidently as ever. She had become even stronger and more athletic as she had gotten older.
Right.
I tried my hardest. Radio button. Checked. 1 of 4.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't worry about winning and just had a good time. Radio button. Unchecked.
And
2
we're
of 4.
very driven. I think, remember, these choices are going to make a big difference. And there's no right or wrong choice, just whatever you feel like you want to do.
I got some friends together and we threatened the other team before the game began. Radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 4.
Yeah, we did get some friends. That's kind of pussy, though. We're going to take them on head on.
I placed a bet against our team and threw the game. Radio button. Unchecked. 4
Nah,
of
we're
4.
going to win.
Next. Button.
Let's go.
I placed a bet. I got some friends together and we threatened the other team before. I didn't worry about winning and just had a good time. I tried my hardest. Radio button. Checked. 1 of 4.
I don't like any of these choices. Threatening the team before the game sounds a little pussy. Let's go for the main one. Let's go for tried our hardest.
Next. Button. Unchecked. It was a great game and it was exciting to play in front of so many people. Alexis and I were the stars of the game. It was a close match, but in the end, we won. It made us local heroes around the city.
Yeah, let's be a hero. This is a little bit of the fame part about being a mobster.
Athletics +10, Alexis relationship +5, and citizen reputation +10.
Oh, that's how you build citizen relationship. It's a triple, y'all. Yeah, there's the correct sound. So we got triple reputation. Nice. So citizen relationship must be very important because if we're going to be a mobster in this city, we need to get the people behind us. You know, if we want to be, like all the big time mobsters of all time. We got to get the citizens behind us. We got to do our Robin Hood thing. We also got nice Alexis reputation, so that's cool. And I think we got one more.
It was a great athletics +10, Alexis relationship +5, and citizen reputation +10.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm talking. I need to hear the information sometimes. So sometimes I do talk over the statistics upgrades because I have one hand on my noisemaker and one hand on my phone so that I get a good sound pickup from my mic. So sometimes I can't stop voiceover, so I will talk over it, but not when it's reading the exposition. So don't worry. All right, so we got a nice triple there. Sweet. I like which way we're going. We're doing good.
Next. Button. We had a really nice time. Radio button. Uncheck. I was named prom king. Needs 15 persuasion.
Wait.
Radio
we got
button.
some more information
Uncheck.
here.
We had a really nice time. Radio button. Uncheck. It was a great game and it was exciting to play in front of so many people. Alexis and I were the stars of the game. It was a close match, but in the end, we won. It made us local heroes around the city. Athletics plus 10, Alexis relationship plus 5, and citizen reputation plus 10.
Okay, now sometimes when you get to these natural pauses, there's another selection of choices. So if you don't want to spoil them for yourselves, go slowly through the menus so you hear it. For my case, because I'm role-playing out each scene a little bit, sometimes I'll give you a tiny spoiler by accident, and I do apologize for that.
The years passed and before long I found myself nearing graduation and thinking about prom.
All right, so now we're thinking about prom.
I decided to take someone else to the prom. Radio button. Check.
Oh, no. We're taking our ride and die, girl. We're not a total douchebag.
I asked Alexis to go with me. Radio button. Uncheck. 2 of 7.
Piss off Christine? We're not going to piss off Christine.
I asked Taylor to go with me. Radio button. Uncheck.
What
3 of
about our
7.
girlfriend? We have a girlfriend.
I worked the front desk and skimmed money off the top. Radio button. Uncheck. 4 of 7.
I'd like to work. Yeah, nobody asked nobody. But I could also build up that relationship with our Alexa Mobster mama. Yeah. But, we also need to keep Taylor tight. But I'd love to get that money. I'm all about that money.
Although I went with Christine, I fooled around with a cute girl on the decoration committee in the coat room. Radio button. Uncheck. 5 of 7.
That's a nice one. But I'm going to get caught. Watch my dumb ass get caught.
I was named prom king. Needs 15 persuasion. Radio button. Uncheck.
Wait,
6
I
of
can
7.
become prom king. I don't want to mess with no random mama right now. I'm loyal to my girl. But I do need to get some money. And I'm thinking about becoming prom king. That gets me. Okay, so I'm starting to understand this game really quickly. This game is really well written. So if we become prom king, that's definitely going to get us citizenship and probably persuasion. If we fool around on Christine, that's probably just going to get our ass in trouble. If we take Alexa to the prom, that's going to build Alexa reputation. If we take Taylor to the prom, that's going to build Taylor reputation. Now, what we need, boys, girls, and thems, is a solid mommy for home life. This is how you do it as a mobster. You need to have a solid mommy, a solid wifey. Then you got to have a side wifey. Then you got to have an extra wifey for that wild shit. So the way we're going to do this here, first of all, it's about our money. Then it's about our girls. We got to take care of our girls. But even before all that, it's about our business. So what I think we're going to do here, let's see what other choices we have.
We had a really nice time. Radio button. Uncheck. 7 of 7.
This is not the 20s.
Next. Button.
Okay, I think what we're going to do is...
I was named prom king. Needs 15 persuasion. Radio button. Uncheck.
I think
6 of 7.
Let's see if we have the persuasion to become prom king. I've always wanted to be prom king.
It was a great game and it was athletics plus 10. It was show stats. Button.
Let's find out if
Show
we have
stat.
the persuasion.
Life of a mobster. Back button.
Okay, I'm going to let the whole thing read.
Life of automobiles. 0%.
Oops.
Athletics. 20%. Stats. Heading. Heading not found. Monster. A high school student living. Heading not found. Monster. A high school student living with his parents in a rundown apartment in New Daria. Age. 18. Money. $1,200. Skills. Athletics. 20%. Automobiles. 0%. Fighting. 15%. Finance. 0%. Firearms. 0%. Intimidation. 5%. Legal. 0%. Medical. 0%. Perception. 0%. Persuasion. 15%. Streetwise. 30%. Subterfuge. 0%. Technology. 0%. Reputation. Police. 50%. Citizen. 60%. Criminal. 60%. Relationships. My childhood friend. Taylor. 60%. My childhood sweetheart and girlfriend. Christine. 65%. A childhood acquaintance. Alexis. 70%. Next. Button.
All right, cool. And as you can see, the relationship system is in full effect, which is my favorite part of these games. All right, so all our relationships are doing good. It's a balancing act, mind you. What we're going to do is we're going to take the prom king There's so many options. You just have to play. If you want to get every option, you just got to play the game again. So that's how you do it, folks. That's also how you support the developer. Just play the game over and over again. Play all their games. Buy them all. All right. We have enough persuasion. I want to become a prom king. I'm sorry. I'm just bougie that way.
Next. Button.
I'm a bougie monster.
Next. Button.
Let's go back and become a prom king.
Home. Although I went with Christine, I fooled her. I was named prom king. Needs 15 persuasion. Radio button. Unchecked. 6 of 7.
We're gonna be prom king.
Next. Button. Christine and I were voted the royal couple for prom. We danced in front of everyone and got to sit on these fancy decorated chairs that everyone called thrones. It was good to be one of the most popular people in school.
Yes, yes. Hey, what's up, y'all? Prom king and queen over here. Look over here.
Persuasion plus 10, citizen reputation plus 10, and Christine relationship plus 15.
Ooh, Christine relationship went off through the roof. That's a triple. Very nice.
I knew that my days in high school were numbered with graduation coming up. I would have to make a decision for my future. I took a job in a car garage. Radio button. Check.
All right, now it's time for us to get into our real life, because we all know high school is just our fantasy life. You know, we all been there. When I was in high school, that was my fantasy life. I thought high school was the most important time. Who would have ever thought life would go on this long, right? When we're in high school, we all think that's the end of it all. It's only the beginning, y'all.
I got accepted into a pre-law program at a good school. Radio button. Unchecked.
How the hell did I get into pre-law? But that'd be good to be a smart mobster.
I got accepted into a university as a business major. Radio button. Unchecked.
Business major is really good. Then I can get that real racketeering money. I can trump my way through life. You see what I'm saying? Get that racketeering up in there.
I got accepted into pre-med program at a good school. Radio button. Unchecked. 4 of 8.
I'm gonna do some hippie medicine.
I took a job selling cell phones in the mall. Radio button.
Ew,
unchecked. 5
that's
of 8.
A shitty job.
I started working as a technical support representative. Radio button. Unchecked.
No
6 of
nerd
8.
jobs.
I applied to the police force. Radio button.
Ooh,
unchecked. 7 of 8.
I could be a corrupt gangster working in the inside of the police. That'd be the best way to steal all the drugs. I'm on the inside as a cop, and I'd be a dirty ass lieutenant. Oh, that's a good storyline right there. Life of a cop. There's got to be a story like this in this series.
I trained to become an MMA fighter. Radio button. Unchecked. 8 of 8.
Yeah, right. Fantasy.
Next. Button.
All right. I'm not going to become an MMA fighter. Let's... Okay. Nice fantasy drop in. Let's get... I don't want to be legal. I want to be more hardcore. But being an MMA fighter would give us more physical strength. Maybe as a monster, we didn't go to school. Maybe we did become an MMA fighter.
I trained to become an MMA fighter. I applied to the police force. Radio button. I started working as a technical support. I got accepted into a university as a business major. Radio button. I got accepted into a pre-law program at a good school. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 8.
I think a business major would be good, because business is what we have to do when we make our money. We're all about that money, yo. But then that MMA fighting gives us physical strength. You know what I'm saying? I feel like let's get that physical strength. Yeah, let's get that physical strength.
I applied to the police. I trained to become an MMA fighter. Radio button. Unchecked. 8 of 8.
We're going to take that MMA fighter training.
Check. Next. Button. Next. It wasn't a glamorous job. As a fighter in training, it certainly wasn't something that I would have chosen had I come from a family with money. I went to the gym and worked out every day. In addition, I had to be very careful with what I ate. It was very difficult, being an up-and-comer. I wouldn't be making any real money until I was ready to take part in the big events. If it weren't for the few sponsors I had, I wouldn't have had any money at all.
Well, we could have went to college. Probably been a better choice.
Fighting plus 20, athletics plus 20, and gained $800.
Ooh, but we made a little bit of money. We'd have made more money as a college person. That's a triple. Very good. Fighting is important, though. We needed to get our fighting up. Nice triple stat raise.
I had been training for 2 years when I met my first mobster. He was a capo from one of the 5 families of New Daria.
Ooh, New Daria capo. What's up?
The DeLuca family. Radio button. Check.
All right, who did we meet first? DeLuca family?
The Romano family. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 5.
Romano family?
The Esposito family. Radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 5.
Esposito family?
The Russo family. Radio button. Unchecked.
The
4 of
Russo
5.
family?
Something else. Radio button. Unchecked.
Or we
5
could
of
probably
5.
name our own family. I don't know. Who should we join? I like the Russo family. Let's go with the
Russo family. Radio button. Unchecked. 4
Let's
of
go
5.
with the Russo family.
Check.
Start off at the bottom. We don't really know who's really popular or what. So we'll go with the Russo family.
Next. Button. Next.
Just random.
Of course. I had no idea when I first met him. I was done training for the day and I was doing some laundry. What? Oh. Haha. No. Not money laundering, at least not at that time in my life. I was at a coin wash.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm still at a coin wash. It's just at the bottom of my apartment building. You know, I've been doing coin wash my whole life.
Hey, is anyone else here? The man said when he burst in. He looked to be about 40 years old and had slick back dark hair. He had a bit of a belly, but there was something about his eyes that told you he was dangerous. That and the fact that he had a gun in his hand. He was all sweaty and out of breath. As it turned out, we were the only 2 people in there that day.
Hey, anybody else in here? Nah, man, you're good. Come on in. All right, see what happens.
I said, easy fella, put the gun away. Radio button.
Okay, we gotta
check.
make a
1 of
choice.
4. I lied. Yeah. Why? Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 4.
I don't know.
I said, no, just me. Why? Radio button. Unchecked. 3 of. I said, put the piece away before I take it away from you. Radio button.
Oh, we're gonna be
unchecked.
all
4 of
hard
4.
and shit.
Next. Button.
All right, let's see. What should we do here?
I said, put the piece. I said, no, just me. Why? I lied. Yeah. Why? Radio. I said, easy fella. He looked to be about 40 years old. I said, easy fella, put the gun away. Radio button. Checked. 1 of 4.
All right, so we can just put the gun away. I don't know. We could say that. He could just shoot us.
He looked. I said, easy fella, put the gun away. Radio button. Checked. I lied. Yeah. Why? Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 4.
We can increase our intimidation by telling him to just, to F off.
I said, no, just me. Why? Radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 4.
That will probably get us persuasion.
I said, put the piece away before I take it away from you. Radio
Yeah.
button. Unchecked. 4 of 4.
Let's go for put the piece away.
Checked.
Put that goddamn piece away before I shove it up your ass.
Next. Button. Unchecked. We laughed over this bravado in the years to come. I was lucky that I met him during such a strange situation. He ignored me as his eyes searched the room frantically. His gaze settled on a small broom closet which he opened and went inside. The door barely closed before 2 more men stepped into the room.
Yeah, like 2 guys walking into a room. They don't see our dude. They're not going to shoot everyone in the room, including everyone in the closet. I mean, you can't hide from bullets in closets, folks. All right, yeah. All right, let's see what happens.
Intimidation plus 5.
Ooh, nice intimidation improvement.
They were both large and one of them had a tattoo of barbed wire around his biceps. They also had guns. The tattooed man leveled his piece at me while the other searched the laundromat. He checked the locked door of the manager's office and the empty bathrooms, but found nothing. He briefly rattled the handle of the broom closet, but it also appeared to be locked.
They got bathrooms in the laundry room? Man, this is a badass little laundry coin op, you know? Most coin ops, they lock the bathrooms. You can't even get in there. It's such an asshole setup.
You see a guy run by here, the man with the gun said, aiming it right at me.
All right, let's see if we can get a new choice.
I've been the only one here for the last hour. I lied. Radio button. Check.
Of course,
1 of 3.
I'm the only one here. Of course we're gonna lie.
I moved quickly, pulling the gun from the man's hand. Radio button. Unchecked. 2 of 3.
Oh, what is that? Does that have a requirement, or is that even?
I said nothing. Radio button. Unchecked. 3 of 3.
I say we pull the gun from the dude's hand and get shot.
Next. Button.
I say we
I
pull
said
the
nothing.
gun from the
Radio
guy's
button.
hand.
Unchecked. I moved quickly, pulling the gun from the man's hand. Radio button. Unchecked. 2
Let's
of 3.
get that. I'm gonna
Check.
pull this gun from this dude's hand. Here we go.
I said nothing. Next. Button. 4. I have to admit, I got lucky. The man obviously didn't expect such a bold move. I pointed the gun back on the 2 of them before they could do anything about it. I don't know what would have happened next, had the broom closet door not opened. The twin gunshots exploded in the small laundromat as the dark-haired man killed his 2 pursuers. He stepped out of the closet, his eyes on the dead man.
Ah, yeah. How you like it now? Pull the gun on me, fool. Yeah.
Fighting plus 5 and Nelson relationship plus 10.
Very nice. Double.
You did good, kid, the man said as he approached me. Do you know who I am?
You did good, kid. You know who I am? Nah, man, who are you?
I admitted that I didn't. That was the day I met Four Finger Nelson Harcourt, a Kaporajime of the Russo family. He told me that if I ever needed anything, any type of favor, all I had to do was ask. He made a phone call and 4 men showed up to remove the bodies. No police investigation was ever made and the incident never made the newspapers.
All the bullet casings and all that stuff, they cleaned the scene that good. Man, these guys are freaking experts. Nice. Hiding a whole gunfight in the building. This is a corrupt ass building. No like came downstairs. Like bullets are not, like gunshots are not quiet and stuff, you know?
I went back to my apartment near the gym and googled all sorts of mafia sites shortly after that. I learned that New Daria was home to the 5 families: the Sato family, the Smirnov family, the Rossi family, the Martinez family, and the Russo family. I learned that a capo is a captain and only one level below the boss himself.
Oh, capo is a captain. Okay, that's good. We learned that information. Because I didn't know what a capo was.
Four Finger Nelson Harcourt was one of 10 Kaporajimes who worked directly under Terran Silver Dollar DeLuca, one of the most wanted men in America. Although he wasn't the one to have founded the Russo family, he was the current boss.
All right, cool.
I went to Nelson Harcourt the very next day to ask for a job. Radio button. Check.
Of course I want to
3.
get a job, man. I just helped you get out of a big, bad situation.
I had no choice but to see Nelson Harcourt when Taylor got into some serious trouble. Radio button.
Oh,
unchecked.
here's where
2
I
of
can
3.
here's where I can make some Taylor reputation. So it's kind of tricky, but sometimes you got to create problems to get people out of problems and therefore to get reputation. So sometimes it's a good idea to keep involving all the people in your story with you. But again, you don't know until you play through the game.
Surprisingly, it was my kind and sweethearted girlfriend Christine that made me join the mob. Radio button. Unchecked.
We
3 of
could
3.
do that. If she makes us join, that could get us reputation with her.
Next. Button.
Well, I don't know. It's a hard choice. I think it's better to get Taylor out of trouble. Of course, that's building reputation with Taylor. You want to build reputation with the person you want to build reputation with. I think it's important. I don't know what we want to do. This is a hard choice. There really isn't a clear-cut thing. But involving one of our people is important because then we can have a possibility of side stories, side quests, and reputation building. So I think in this case, we need to build a little bit more Taylor reputation. So let's get Taylor out of trouble. And this is where you create stories, which is what I love about this game. So let's create a little story with Taylor.
Next. Button. Surprisingly, it was my kind and sweethearted girlfriend Christine that made me join the mob. Radio button. I had no choice but to see Nelson Harcourt when Taylor got into some serious trouble.
Honestly, I don't think Christine would want us getting involved with the gang because Christine needs to keep clean. She needs to be clean because she's going to be my clean mama. She's going to have everything all washed. Like, it's like, I got to make sure she has all the money clean and stuff like that. Like, we need to have a clean, like, business front. Like, we need to be clean, and I'm the dirty underbelly. So let's go with
Surprisingly, it was my I went to Nelson Harcourt the very next day to ask for a job. I had no choice but to see Nelson Harcourt when Taylor got into some serious trouble. Radio button.
But then
unchecked.
see this
2 of 3.
Upon reading this again, it sounds like I'm gonna owe him a favor. So I don't want this. I think it's better to go on my own. I just think it's just a better choice. After listening to all the choices, I think the best choice is to go on my own.
I went to Nelson Harcourt the very next day to ask for a job. Radio button. Checked. 1 of 3.
Let's go with that.
Next. Button. Next chapter.
All right, I think we made it through the chapter. Let's see where we're at, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up for now for part 1.
I was tired of being someone's punching bag. I didn't want to waste 1 more minute in my dead-end life. Russo family reputation plus 10.
Ooh, reputation, nice.
Four Finger Nelson did most of his business from a smoky bowling alley downtown called Lucky Lanes. The sounds of balls rolling down the alleys resounded loudly as I walked past several large men with beady eyes. When I told them my name, they stepped back and let me through.
Yeah, so I step back. It's Monster in the house. All right, that's going to be it for us today, folks. I think we are at a good point. We've reached what we call a chapter part, and that's usually a good time for us to step away, think about how our characters are playing, and then just like I said, be really excited about the next part. I like this character, Monster. This is really, really cool. I'm really having a good time, folks. Hope you are liking this too. And if you like what I'm doing here, I'd much appreciate those likes and also appreciate that gangster sub. That'd be really, really cool. This is called Life of a Mobster. You can find it in my description. Thank you very much, everyone. And Duck, hear you next time. Bye.